Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, yay! I like people who talk to me. Hi, everybody. Hi. Yay! Okay, my name is Jessica. I currently work at Lynn University. Does anybody know where that is? No? Oh, I saw one hand in the back, Ben, yeah. It's actually right down the road, 10 minutes. We're right in Boca. So we're a small private school, and I work there in the Career Center. So I'm the Assistant Director of Internships and Employment. So really what I'm here to talk to you about today is the importance of showing up professionally and kind of how to do that in a way where, a lot of this stuff that you're going to see in this presentation, you're like, oh, you would think it's common sense. I know that, right? But some of this stuff that I'm going to present on, this is stuff that some students walk into my office, they're 21 years old and they don't even know, right? So we're just going to do a whole base of professionalism. I want to make sure you guys have this stuff in your brain because this will matter when you go to college, right? The opportunities that you create for yourself is what's going to set you up for the future. Every single butt in this seat, you're creating an opportunity for yourself, right? You're going to have a bright future ahead of you. So, without further ado, I'll get going here. My question for you is, why do you think professionalism is important? Can I have a few people contribute? I saw that hand way in the back first.
So that you can put your best foot forward.
Put your best foot forward, that's a good one. Anybody else? Yeah? So when someone's professional, you feel like they're confident and they know what they're doing, you're going to trust that person, right? That's a good one. Yeah.
Professionalism can open doors and make yourself look more marketable to others, and that leads to more opportunities for yourself.
Perfect answer. I'm going to stop there because that's actually what I really wanted to hit home. Anything that you're going to say, right? Everything that you have in your head, if you wanted to answer right, leads to access to opportunities. Right? That is the most important reason why professionalism is important. The doors that you open for yourself are going to lead you for the career, right? For not only your career, right? Your connections, your network, your mentors, people you're going to count on for the rest of your college career. People that you have at George Snow, you have mentors here as well. You have people like me coming to talk to you about why this is important, right? So when you're interacting on these types of presentations, you're probably gonna attend stuff like this in college, if you're gonna be a part of organizations, if you're planning on being on executive boards for those organizations, if you're planning on being on research councils, if you're pre-med, right? Those opportunities that you're getting for yourself are think of it almost as like a ladder, right? You're climbing and your professionalism gives you access to that next rung because you're going to stand out of others the more professional when you show up prepared and when you show up, standing out from a crowd, people are going to give you access to opportunities that you wouldn't have had before, right? So I just wanted to show an example of, these are 8 students who have visited my office at Lynn. So they came into the Career Center. Some of them have never had a resume done in their life. They came in their sophomore year. They said, oh, I want an internship next summer. I know I need to apply. There's this cool program I found, I need to get my resume done. I want to know how to show up to the interview. I know there's a recruiting session, right? So look at some of these examples. One of my students, Shrishti, she came to me in her junior year. She said, Jessica, there's this internship at Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a huge theme park based on chocolate. Hershey, like the actual chocolate. So she wanted to get into the leadership development internship program there, right? So I worked with her for months on her resume. She came back to me for advice. She said, oh, this recruiter reached out to me. Can you look over this email, right? So her just coming and asking for help, going to a resource that she has for free, right? Because side note, if you go to career services after college, that stuff isn't free. It can cost you about $300 to get someone to look at your resume, right? When you're in college, go to your career center because all of that stuff is free for you as a student. So because she came and she had, meetings with me talking about professionalism, she got the internship. Not only that, there's a second program the next summer that she is now doing this summer, so she's in Hershey now. Now she's a supervisor of the first internship class, right? So she started as an intern, now she's a supervisor at the same employer because guess what? She showed up, she did her job, she was professional, they trusted her and wanted her to come back as a supervisor. So that's what I'm saying, these opportunities for yourself. Chase, he was an intern at the place that, at GA Telesis, this aeronautics company. Because he was an intern there, they liked him so much, they hired him full-time right out of graduation. Stuff like that can happen to you too. Julia, she wants to go to law school. She came to me, she said, I'm kind of having a career change. She was a business major. She really decided she wanted to go into corporate law. And she said, I have no experience, I don't really know what to do. What do you do to gain experience? You find internships. She then worked for the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County for a summer. So that's what I'm saying. You have to be open to these opportunities, and you have to set yourself up for the future to be able to stand out from those other candidates, right? Because a degree can only take you so far. Your education is very important. I know that's why you're all in this room today. But again, it can only take you so far. It's your degree plus your experiences that is going to set you up for success. Because when a lot of recruiters, I talk to recruiters every day, they like your degree, they want to know what you're doing in your coursework, right? But they want to see also, can you hold a job? Have you had an internship before in this field? Do you know the lingo, right? Are you able to show up on time? Did you get fired within the first 2 weeks of your job, right? So that's what these employers are looking for, not just if you had a certain grade in a class. They like that stuff too, because that's your practical knowledge. They want to know what you can do on hand, on the ground. So communication etiquette, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. It looks like you heard that earlier today as well. But any opportunity that you have where you are at a school gathering, you're trying to stand out from a crowd, even if it's just the CEO of this company is coming to talk to your class, right? Maybe don't show up to class that day in a graphic t-shirt and gym shorts. Maybe wear a collared shirt and slacks, right? Because if you go up to that CEO after the presentation and say, hey, I've always been a fan of blank company, it's really nice to meet you. And that CEO likes how you're dressed. He goes, hey, we do take interns. Why don't you give me your name or your resume, or here's my business card. You should reach out to me in the future when you're looking for internship opportunities, right? Just because you took the initiative to dress nice that day to class and go talk to that CEO after the class presentation, you could possibly have gotten an internship opportunity for yourself. So I'm saying these things do happen when you're in college. So start thinking a little bit more about this stuff. How do I make that first impression with someone? Even if that connection goes nowhere, right? It's good networking practice. You're gonna walk into an internship or career fair one day and freak out, I promise you, because it happened to me too. It's overwhelming at first, but the more you prepare yourself, right? You practice makes perfect. You do have to practice presenting yourself to people, networking, introducing yourself, and just kind of knowing that not every connection you make is gonna go somewhere, but what it does is set you up for success in the future when you're networking with others. Or maybe you meet someone and you have a really good networking relationship with them. Maybe you have a mentor from a program. Maybe that person will then introduce you to who you need to know, right? So again, even if you think, this person can do nothing for me, I'm gonna totally not care what I say to them or how I come off, that person probably knows 5 other people who could have gotten you connected to someone else, right? So make sure you're dressed professionally or business casual when you go to these important events on your campus, like interviews, of course, guest speaker visits, shadowing sites, career professional workshops. You might not think it matters, but again, it does. Always greet with a smile and a firm handshake when meeting someone new, like your employer or colleague. Make sure you look them in the eye and introduce yourself. I added this line, college is your first step into the real world. Reality is here, right? So we're about to walk on our first college campus. We're gonna go to class, we're gonna do all these things, and it's a big change, right? Some of you might be moving from home, some of you might have already taken college classes, right? But this is the time where these experiences elevate us from teenage, high school, all of those years to, all right, I'm becoming an adult, I'm being professional. You're gonna make mistakes, but you have to learn from those mistakes. And this is something I just want you to know, that when you're sitting somewhere and you're dressed not right and you're uncomfortable, you'll think back and you'll think, man, I should have listened to Jessica. I really should have. So just make sure that everything that you do is with intention. That's really the point I'm trying to get across. So I wanted to put up this, because one of the main things in my office, you'll see on the next slide, that we get is, since I'm not a direct employer, I'm not gonna hire you for an internship, right? But I'm still someone at your school to teach you professionalism. I'm still someone who deserves a email format that says, dear blank, or hello, Mrs. Blank. So this is an example of a proper email format. Feel free to take a picture of this if you need, because this is a good, wordage and things like that. I'm reaching out to apply for this position, right? So when you're getting ready to go for jobs and stuff in your new hometowns and things like that. We spoke about this position at the career fair that I met you at, or at the recruiting session, or the classroom visit. Attached is my resume. I'm looking forward to learning more about the role, and then kind of go into why you feel like you would be the best fit, right? Why are you the best candidate for this job? Pay attention to grammar, punctuation. Did you start with a nice greeting? Did you end with an best or thank you for your time, right? These things, it may just seem like an email that I can write in 5 minutes, right? These are real emails that I've received in my inbox. I'm not even kidding you, I've copied and pasted. So, hi, can we meet this week to discuss the internship? Thanks. It was probably from Hotmail at, her hotpockets@gmail.com. So I have no idea what your name is. I don't know what internship you're talking about, because I talk to 30 students a day about internships. There's no ending, no hi, who are you even emailing, right? I'm available Monday or Wednesday after 2 p.m. No greeting, no anything, just your availability right away. Would love to join this company. Resume attached, thank you. Right, cool. That's awesome that you'd love to join the company, but I don't really know who you are, so probably not the best bet. Hello is misspelled. Was great meeting you at the career fair, hoping we can connect soon, as I am sure you remember me and want me to start as soon as possible. So now you're assuming that someone who met probably 100 other students that day remembers you specifically just from your email handle. If I don't hear from you, I will assume you have filled the role. Sup? Thanks for talking to me. I know me and my boyfriend are looking for a job at the same company. Let me know if you have something for us. Thanks. If your boyfriend wants a job at my company, your boyfriend should be emailing me, right? So I'm not even kidding you. These are emails that I've received. Let me ask a collective question. Would you hire any of the people who sent these emails? No. Resounding no. So look at an email before you send it and think, would I hire myself if I saw this email in my inbox, right? Or does this email make me want to learn more about this person? Do I want to respond to this email, or do I need to correct their grammar, right? Phone calls, another form of communication, right? Always answer calls from employers with a nice greeting. Hello, hi, this is she. Thank you for calling. Make sure your voicemail setup isn't one of those trick ones, things like that. Make sure this is a good one. Make sure your voicemail is set up. If you've never set up your voicemail, that person, if they can't reach you, they're not gonna be able to leave a message, and they'll never get back to you about the job, right? Whereas if you were got the message saying, hey, call me back, this is about this internship position you applied for, you would know to call back. So make sure your voicemail's set up. You would not believe how many students I call and their voicemail's not even set up and it says goodbye. And I'm like, okay, well, guess you're not registered for your internship. Smiling while talking and a general positive tone can go a long way, right? So when you're on the phone and you answer, hi, this is Jessica, how can I help you? You can hear that I'm, smiling, it's positive, right? Versus if I were to call you and ask you for an interview and you go, hey, is this Jessica? Yeah, this is she. Yeah, I think I can make that interview time work, yeah. All right, thanks. That immediately sets a tone, doesn't it? I don't really want to see this person, let alone interview them. Versus, oh, hi, thank you so much for the opportunity. Yes, I am available during these times. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm more excited for that interview, and I'm more willing to listen to what that candidate has to say, right? Use formal language. This is pretty self-explanatory, but don't say cool or dope to your employer, please. Think about it. If you can't get through one phone call or email communication properly, why should an employer hire you? Take the time to double check your communications and make sure you are remaining professional. And just a side note, I'm talking about all this stuff, getting internships and jobs and things like that. But this stuff is just as important if you're going for those student orgs, if you're going for leadership positions on your campus, right? You want to do these things because, again, not all students know that this is proper, or you hear about it, but you don't put it into practice, right? This is the stuff that will separate you from the rest. If you're wanting to win those positions, if you're wanting to be a leader on campus, these are what leaders look like, or people who do these things. Always thank someone for their time, even if you are no longer interested in a role. So I wanted to bring this up because you're gonna have a time where someone comes to you with an opportunity and you're just really not psyched about it, right? If it's a no, it's a no. But there's a way to, like, I guess, nicely reject someone, right? Say, oh, you know, I have a lot on my plate right now. I do really like your company, or I really want to be a part of this organization, but I'm in too many classes at the moment. I'd love to stay in contact, though, and I'll reach out to you next semester when I have a bit more time, right? So that's a polite way to say no. Or, ooh, I'm just not really sure what I'm doing with my career at the moment. I'm trying to pursue other opportunities, but thank you so much for your time and consideration. Much better than, imagine you're at a career fair and someone gives you this 5-minute spiel about an internship or job, and you're really not interested, and you're just looking around the room, you're not really like paying attention, or you say, oh, thanks. You go to the booth next to them and it's your dream internship. That recruiter saw how you interacted with the other recruiter and they don't want to talk to you. So that's what I'm saying, these things matter. People are observant, especially recruiters and people who are trying to pick leaders from a crowd. So just remember that. You should always thank someone for their time, even if you're not interested in what they have to say. Okay, so just touching on professionalism and business attire, right? I'm pretty sure at what you're at right now, they told you to dress a little bit professional, right? This is the whole shebang, but there is a thing of business casual. So what does that really mean? Well, for my ladies, you know, a 3-piece suit would be for like a career fair, an internship fair, when you're trying to land a position and stand out from others. You want to make sure you're not wearing any like tank tops, nothing see-through, solid colors or light patterns are nice with solid pants or slacks or a dress skirt, or a plain dress would be nice. Business casual can be any of these things without the suit jacket, right? So if I take this off, it's probably business casual because I don't have a suit jacket on anymore, but I have a nice blouse and a solid pant. And my shoes match my shirt. So if I walked in for an interview, would you be like, oh, that girl's dressed pretty nice, right? She prepared for this. She knows what she's doing. She looks professional, right? So just make sure that you're not wearing anything too distracting, nothing too short. If you're not sure, if you're looking in the mirror and you're like, probably change. Ask someone, ask your mom, FaceTime someone, and be like, do you think that this is appropriate for an interview, right? Get those opinions, because if people or even say one thing like, oh yeah, well maybe that's a little short, or maybe you should cover up or something like that, just change into something more appropriate. I'm sure you have something. Oh, and they have the closet here for you guys. Okay, sorry. What men should wear: 2-piece suit, business casual. On the top right there, this almost makes the mark, but make sure your shirt is, a little bit more professional than that. That would be like business casual. If you wore like a collared shirt, I'd say that would be business casual for my guys. Full suit, making sure your belt matches your shoes. You don't want off colors. If you have patterns, make sure it's a patterned shirt, a solid tie, or a solid shirt, patterned tie. And just some things to remember: everybody starts somewhere. This could be your starting point. Just like you're looking for them or for an opportunity, they are looking for someone to fill that role or for someone to lead their club or organization, right? Don't take no personally. There are always reasons why. You may not know the reasons why. You might think you know the reasons why, but you actually don't know the reasons why. So, just never take that personally. Opportunities present themselves. You never know. Something might not come up. It might be what you think is this dream opportunity that you don't get. And you're allowed to be sad for about 24 hours. And then I want you to pick yourself back up and go find that next thing 2 days later that is actually a much better opportunity for you that you didn't even know was there because you were so clouded by what you thought you were going to be doing. So just make sure that you tell yourself, don't take no personally. You have to keep trying until you find what's right for you. It may take days, weeks, or months to find your job, internship, or career path, but don't give up. That's what I was saying. And the most important thing, use your connections and resources while you're in school. This is, again, what I was talking about. There's a person like me on every single college campus that you guys are going to, right? find the me and make sure you know them, make sure you're going to these appointments, staying in contact, because all those 8 students that you saw before, they personally know me, they come to my office, they give me updates, and because of that, I connect them with recruiters. Oh, I know someone at the Miami Heat for you. Yeah, let me give you the number for the person at the Hard Rock Stadium that we have, right? So those opportunities and connections, again, the more professional you are and the more you keep up with this stuff, the better it's gonna be for you. And then, sorry, I do want to say that I do have 2 videos that have been added to the Snow Success Career Prep courses. I believe they're in the sophomore year level. So there's a professional etiquette one, so we touch on a few topics we talked about today, and also a personal communication video, right? So when you get to these, just know that, I have my name in there. If you guys need to ask any questions, feel free to look me up, things like that. And I always just end with affirmations. I'd like us all to do these together, please. I am smart.
I am smart.
One more time. I am smart.
I am smart.
Yes. I am valuable.
I am valuable.
I am capable.
I am capable.
And I want you guys to remember these 3 things because, no matter what, you're going to have some very challenging times in college. I promise you, everybody does, no matter what it is. Just remember these 3 things because no matter what happens, you are smart, you're valuable, and you're capable of doing anything you put your mind to. You just have to keep going and get yourself there.